This podcast may contain subjects or topics that may be offensive or insensitive in nature. All subjects of coarse language and stories should be considered as banter, and therefore this podcast should not be listened to. If you hear something that you don't like, feel free to turn this podcast off and go about your day.
Alright, there we go.
You want me to turn it?
No, that's good. Now we're both in the screen. Alright, so
Go ahead and mute this. Leave me alone.
a couple of things to talk about. So before we get started, so this is your setup, right? This is the mic. This is your headset. You won't be able to hear yourself over this. Left, right.
Said I won't or I will?
Yeah, left is blue. So turn it around. Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Alright, hold on. You are number 4. I am 9-1. Okay, so you should be able to start hearing. Do you hear yourself?
Okay. Let me see. I can hear myself.
You hear yourself? Beautiful. Okay. The volume's good, everything?
Volume is good.
Okay, beautiful. So the way this works is that adjust it however you want, like so you get comfortable with it. Right? So this is the main input source of the audio. So if you talk like to the side of it, it won't pick up as much.
All right, so you gotta be like right here.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
As long as you're like facing it. Yeah, as long as your mouth is like facing it. No homo.
All right.
Other than that, yeah, that's pretty chill. Yeah, this is pretty much the setup.
Oh, you know what? What time you got?
I have 6:43.
All right, let me 45.
All right, cool. Well, let's see. I really want to talk to you about a couple of things. So, main things I want to talk about is like self-confidence, how to improve your social skills, and there's one more thing I want to talk to you about. Trust the process.
You gotta introduce first. We got.
Oh yeah,
who I am.
All right, this episode we have Darryl Somerville.
Thank you, Shang. Thank you for having me.
Darryl is one of the how do I say this? The hardest working people I know.
Thank you.
Are you still in real estate?
Yeah, absolutely.
Still real estate, doorman, father, husband, full-time dedication, overtime dedication actually.
20-hour days, man.
20-hour days for 80-hour works.
That's where I goes. So for me, I'd say if you're asking like how am I able to manage so many things at one time?
That is true. How do you manage things at one time?
It was.
Wait, before we start that, what do you like? That's my understanding. What you do. Tell the world like what do you do?
All right. So for myself, what I would consider myself as, I'm an entrepreneur, but in many fields. Meaning, I define it kind of different. I only do things that I enjoy doing. So speaking of being a doorman, when I first got into the business to become a doorman, they sort of chose me. Then I discovered real estate, and that's when I picked up the power of the license. Even that has its own struggle, but we'll get more into that.
Oh yeah.
And like I retired at an early age. I retired at the age of 28, and I went through my own experience. From there, I learned and really seen the power of having time from self-employment, giving me the opportunity to do that with the freedom attached. I looked at my current age, which I am 31 today, and I said, you know what? I could spread this thing out and make this thing work, and I can master the crafts.
Mm-hmm.
I could go full-time in on the skills since I'm young, and by the time, who knows, 5-10 years from now, different decisions, different markets that I'm in, and I'm able to just pull back and really know how to utilize that time with freedom. Because freedom could be dangerous. I'll be 100%
Really?
with you. Too much freedom. At a young age, I'd say too much freedom without experience, unless you're into like traveling out the country. I worked 17 years. I started work at the age of 11. So when I was able to retire at the age of 28, it didn't come off as like, yo, this dude's young and he retired. I really looked and said, yo, for 17 years, I've been doing nothing but grinding. I got to give myself a break. So using the word retirement, I thought it was a good thing, but once we'll get into the laws and everything, I realized retirement means the end. So even though I said I retired from this industry, it ended all industries for me
Really?
without me noticing. It's just how the mind works. And I caught myself in a rut. And from there, I said, you know what? Small steps create big ladders. So versus me feeling sorry for myself, I said, I got to be a man. Only you can pick you up.
Yes.
You know, only you can eat for yourself. Only you can work out for yourself. I really studied those, and I said, let's go back to square one, because who's to tell you that you failed? Only you can tell yourself that you failed.
Mm-hmm.
So I went back and I said, yo, with this experience, somebody might stumble upon the same path. Here are the steps. And this is how we got to the road to riches.
I think that's the thing that people underestimate. The fact that the mindset that you develop dictates what output that you will provide.
Absolutely.
If you tell yourself you can do something and you put the actual work and effort into it, you are able to do it. But if you already tell yourself that you can't do something, you already put yourself in the mind state that you can't do it.
Yeah. Words have power. So the minute you say, I can't, imagine you're talking to somebody and they say, and you goes, yo, I can't do it today. They don't hear do it today. They just hear you can't. Your mind, that's the first sound it picks up. I can't. So everything else after that is just can't. And then people get caught up in this rut and they wonder why aren't things going so well for me? They don't keep track of the decisions that they make.
You just keep going forward.
Keep going forward. Now, in today's society, 21st century, whatever, time is everything. Time is everything. So people say, oh, I woke up. We're woke. The pandemic woke us up. We were asleep for so long. Surprise. The lights in the party cut on. Now we can see everybody's faces. People forgot how to dream. You talk to anybody about imagination nowadays, they're going to say you live in an unrealistic world.
This is true.
But everything that you have today, you once dreamed of in the past.
You know, I read something about that. A salary is how much an employer is going to pay you for you to give up on your dreams.
100%. I don't think that's the intended goal, for you to give up on your dreams. But they're going to pay you enough so that you can commit to theirs.
Yeah.
You commit to their dream without even knowing. Some people like it. 401k benefits, you don't really have to do anything but just show up. 8 hours a day. Sometimes you get overtime. You guarantee 40 weeks. Some may say 35. You get your half an hour lunch, your hour lunch, whatever the case may be. You get your check either weekly or bi-weekly. You go home, you have a good time. That's okay until you start complaining that you're not making enough money. I'm not making enough money here. I don't like these people. They got all the money. They could be paying us more. Now put yourself in those shoes. You got your own business. You hire somebody. I'm pretty sure you're going to agree that you pay them a fairly wage.
Well, from that perspective, I would agree.
But most people, they don't see that. Most people, I say myself in the past. I don't want to keep throwing people out there. In the past, before I was able to see it from this point of view, just go, yo, man, damn, I wish I was making more. Damn, all these people got all this money, da, da, da. Then I just started studying. I studied the psychology of success. And that's when I discovered that all of them have, if not all, 98% of the same habits.
Really?
Same habits. I know plenty of rich people, plenty of wealthy people, well off. And I know plenty of people that are not wealthy or rich. All of them have the same habits. Whether you wake up in the morning and you do nothing, or you wake up in the morning and you do something. Majority of people don't need an alarm clock. The body knows what time you're going to wake up. The mind knows what time you're going to wake up. A person that's disciplined or whatever you want to call it might say, yo, this person wakes up 12 o'clock in the afternoon every single day. That's the way their patterns are trained.
That's a circadian rhythm.
I believe as soon as it hits 12 a.m., it's a brand new day. Some people believe as soon as it hits 12 a.m., it's midnight. Some people believe the day starts when they wake up in the morning. I had that resolution about, I think it was 2015 on New Year's Day. When I missed the ball drop by 3 minutes, I fell asleep and I woke up at 6:30. And every day that year, I said the day starts at 6:30 and ends at next day, 6:30 in the morning.
You're not the first person who talk about time like that. There was another entrepreneur that I was reading about. The way he looks at time is that he breaks it down 24 hours into 4 days.
Yeah.
So the first day is from midnight to 6 a.m. That's a whole new day. And then from 6 to 12, that's another day. From 12 to 6, another day. From 6 to 12, another day. And throughout these time frames, if he has a set plan, if he gets it done, no matter how he feels, the next day, it's a whole new mindset. It's like a brand new day within the 6 hours.
Completely. And that goes to say you got about 100 days in a month. Probably even more.
Yeah, it's interesting. Once you change your perspective on how you view time, you have plenty of time.
100. You have enough time to do whatever you want to do in life.
This is true.
I wholeheartedly believe that you can master and become anything you want. Proven methods, 10,000 hours, which would be dedication of 40 hours a week for a year and 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
I go beyond. I do this. I may have studied these topics even with stocks. When I first got into stocks, I literally felt like an expert 29 days later. 29 days later, I was teaching over 2,000 people.
What did you do that helped you accelerate your process that made you an expert within 29 days?
All right, so what I did, I looked Warren Buffett, prime example. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. I said, okay, that's good. And then I struggled. I'll be honest. I was like, what does he mean all your eggs in one basket? Because I only have $100. I was like, if I got $100 and I buy 100 penny stocks, or $100, I buy 10 penny stocks for 10 cents to make it more realistic. It's 10 stocks. Now, what if all these stocks touch $1? My return is $10. It's out there. It's Google Boo for his Coca-Cola company. I've seen the amount of shares that he had in Coca-Cola. And I also seen the return on investment. I said, that's a lot of fucking eggs. That's not. I said, all right. So when he says, don't put all your eggs in one basket, don't take all your money and put it into one stock. Unless you got hardcore research backed up behind it, you're really good. You could do some things with that. What I seen from that, I use that exact strategy on everything. I put all my eggs in one basket every single time. And get the greatest return on investment every single time.
Wait, so you put all your eggs in one basket?
I go against the grain.
That's interesting.
I say, yo, I'm playing this game. I mean, I play to win. Mm-hmm. Some people play not to lose. I play to win. If I got $100 and I see a basket, eggs. I need eggs. And then I need those eggs to give me some more eggs. Mm-hmm. That's the return on investment. And I take all those eggs and I look at the next basket, all those eggs right in there. It's on my sheet, bro. When I do my taxes, the guy look, he go, yo, he can't tell me I don't know what I'm doing. Hey, look, the results are there. You can choose to hold your investment for however long you choose to hold it. I have a few of those, but to me, it's a game. Mm-hmm. Some people play 2K. I play New York Stock Exchange. That's the truth behind it.
I like that. It's funny.
Even to jump into for real estate, the same method was applied, doubled. So when I said, yo, if I could do this for stocks, this amount of, this amount of income is coming from real estate over here. Mm-hmm. So I said, hold on. That allowed me to increase the number of clients, double the number of emails, double the amount of failures. Rejection. Let's get it. I need rejection in order to succeed. I need to be rejected. I got to keep trying. I got to keep doing something. Something new has to pop out the bubble.
I'm glad that you mentioned that. Like, a common misconception people have is about rejection. Rejection is honestly probably one of the best things that can happen to you in your life. Literally. Yeah. But it's scary. It's scary in the moment.
Feel the fear and do it anyway.
Yeah.
You got some kids you got A+ students. I'm not going to miss a class. I'm not going to hang around because I could fail. I could possibly fail. It's all fear and security. You got A+ students. Skip class, hang out at the parties, still show up and do their work. Two different mindsets. This person's, if you're a risk taker in life, the rewards are unlimited.
Yeah, this is true. Like, in every aspect of my life, I would say I'm joining the Air Force because of rejection.
I wouldn't say, because you brought it up in the past.
I mean, I've always had it in the back of my mind, even when I was in the real estate game. But I think what really propelled me into that path was rejection. I was interviewing a company, I'm not going to say who they are, a big name company that specifically told me, that they're not going to hire me unless I make a 160K GCI off the bat. Which means before the split, you make the company 160K a year.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool. How much time do I have? A year. I'll make it happen. But even that in that situation, they wouldn't accept me. Because I want to, for that in that time of my life, I want to be around people who are a lot more intelligent than me and who are closing a lot more deals than me.
100%.
I don't want to be one of the top producing agents in the company anymore. I want to be one of the least producing agents in the company. Right?
If possible.
If possible. Because my mindset was, I'd rather be the weakest one in the room than the strongest one in the room.
That's always.
Yeah, because being the strongest one in the room, there's no more room to grow. At that point, you're only staying for your ego. And I understand myself enough where I want to consistently grow. I understood that in order for me to make $1 million in net worth, I have to be, my value in my brain has to be worth a couple $1 million.
100%.
So after that, I really had a long, serious consideration in myself. Do I really want to continue in the real estate game where I continuously work for people? Well, you're not working for people, technically speaking, but the money you make is being split with somebody else, and you are under their control because your license is sponsored under them. I'm going to make a whole separate video about this one day.
Yeah, 100%.
But after that, I realized, okay, couple of things I really value. I value my physical fitness. I really value discipline. These are like one of the two principles I value, non-negotiable of anybody. And in the game of real estate, it's interesting. It's like a 9 to 5 without the schedule.
Yeah, it's freedom.
No, it's like it, but it's like the 9 to 5 mindset without the shift times.
Yes, I get where you're going with it. When I got into it, there's no boss.
There's no boss, but there still is. I think it's still a rat race.
Of course, 100%.
Yeah.
It's a rat race, but you're playing in the field of wealth.
The thing is, this is true. You see more in your network, and you meet more people. But what really got me is the parties. Like, that's what really kept me in the game.
The open houses.
The open houses, but they were just excuses for people to get drunk.
Yeah, it's basically how I view an open house. Or even to get to before that, I would say with the freedom that comes with real estate, it allows you to work on yourself. Now when you spoke of the $1 million mindset,
Mm-hmm.
you have the $1 million mindset. Now you must act upon it. How does that person act? How does that person dress? So it goes, dress how you would like to be addressed. Speak how you would write. Walk how you would model. These are all things that have to align with the value that you have in your mind.
This is true.
It's not done overnight. It's done over time. But the more and more you think about it, which is the greater cause of imagination, you get 20. They say, if you turn everything off and you're in complete silence for 25 minutes, your anxiety completely goes away. Your mind is completely clear.
I can see that.
But everywhere you go, from here, we could go back in the hallway, we could hear people chattering inside the rooms. We could hear clicks of mouses. You could hear music. So without us knowing, we pick up those signals.
Hmm.
You go away, and next thing you know, you catch yourself bouncing off of this, bouncing off of that, bouncing off of this, bouncing off of that. Now, I just did a huge jump. I just went from point A to point C to jump back into real estate.
It's a shame going no way. That's what we do here.
So let me see. Let me set up my structure. Let me give out what I do with real estate when I first started, what I did. I would wake up about 4 o'clock in the morning, between 3 and 4, to be honest. And I would work out. First thing I'm going to do is work out because you have to be physical because the job is required to do steps. I got to meet you in the lobby. I got to bring you upstairs. I got to show you the amenities. I got to bring you down to the parking lot. I got to steal your car. I have to drive somewhere. All right. So I'll wake up. I will work out. Make it back in time. Try to get all this done between 3 and 5 or at least 3 and 6. So let's say it's from 3 to 5. From 5 to 6, I'm doing nothing but reviewing the market. Review the market. That includes my emails. I'm fast when it comes to emails, so I could check down in 2-3 minutes. So I go through the list of emails. Okay. Remember this person, remember that person, remember this person, remember that person. Let's get to the market. New properties opened up. Oh, what happened over here? Oh, concessions. Oh, incentives. Oh, we got collect your own fees. Okay, am I familiar with these leasing agents? I've been to this building before. Okay, I know this area. I never been in this building, but oh yeah, definitely chill over here at this restaurant before. I can check it out. So now you got a map in your mind. It's the same as how you see yourself. So between 7 and 9, you make your way over to your office. We're going to walk our way over there. You get into the city, soak in the energy. All the energy that comes from people rising up, people are waking up, clients are coming down. You're there structured, whether you have appointments or not, you still must act as if you have an appointment already lined up. So now you're in the city, or you're in whatever borough you're in. Between 9 and 11, some people take breakfast. My breakfast was, let's go back into the emails. Let's look at it. Okay, now it's time to make phone calls. People are up. Some people, the wells start at 7. I'm going off for 9, between 9 and 11. So now I'm into the city. I got to make my phone calls. Set up something. I call a leasing building, see if what units are available. If this unit has rented, is there anything else coming up? You know what I mean? Please add me. Please feel free. When the buildings are fully rented out or fully leased out, I call them. I compliment them. Yo, I know you don't have anything available, but I would like to congratulate you. I like to thank you guys. That's how I build my network. Put myself out there. Now between the hours of 11 and 1, now we got clients. Everybody's in response. Now we head back over to the property. Mind you, this all started at 3 o'clock in the morning. My day is My day was over before I left the house to get into the city. Between 9, so now I'm at 1 o'clock. We got appointments. Everything I already imagined from on my way there into the city, into the office, is just happening in fruition. I meet the client. I'm already familiar with this, familiar with that, familiar with this. We go on. We have a good time. Hello, how was your day? My job is to make sure you are happy before you meet up with me, when you met up with me, after you met up with me, while you're inside the apartment, when your lease is up. 90 days, then your lease ends. We're already in contact for your next home. Every client. And then you copy and paste that. You don't have to reinvent any wheels when it comes to sales, because sales and negotiation are all over YouTube. And working in Wall Street, they're everywhere.
This is
literally.
true.
You literally next to the New York Stock Exchange. I don't know if anyone's... For those who have not been to the New York Stock Exchange, once a week, maybe sometime multiple times a week, they'll come by, they'll put the IPOs banner right up on the building. You can invest into the stock before the stock even touches the market. When it comes to real estate, the brokers everywhere. When they took that 12,000 brokers in the city, you come to Wall Street and you find out for yourself.
That's interesting. We have very similar schedules. When I was on my real estate game, it's very similar to what you had. I would always wake up at 4:30 in the morning, have my first breakfast, hit the gym, weightlift for 3 hours, come back home at 7. By the time shower, second breakfast, by the time I'm back from the gym, everybody's waking up. Then from 8 to 9, I read somewhere that from 8 o'clock to 9 p.m., from the 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., that's when clients are more likely to pick up the phone. So that's when I will make all my calls.
100%.
Yeah, so sometimes it will last, depending on how many calls I have. I usually have a list from the previous day. Depending on how long that list is, I usually get it done about 9:30, 10ish, right? Then I grab a snack. Then I start going through my schedule, see like what showings I have to do, planning my routes, see if I have enough time in between everything. In between showings for clients, always make some time to just relax, have a snack. Because for me, I burn a lot.
I already know. I know your work ethic.
I remember this one time I had 3 showings, but I decided to bike that day. It was the summertime, so I biked from. I live in Dyker Heights. I biked from Dyker Heights to Astoria, Queens, to Midtown, or back to Fidei, back to Bay Ridge.
Yo, I ain't even. That's serious.
Yeah, but
I ain't even know you was going that far.
My last client was at around 6 p.m. I met him a little late. I got there at 6:15 because of traffic. But I know, but biker has New York traffic. Besides the point. And when I was meeting him, I was sweating bullocks. I'm like, I was locking my bike. I'm like, I know what you're thinking, and the answer is yes. I did bike all the way from Midtown, and he started laughing. And
Personality.
Let's go from there. But usually, I spend the majority of my time from late morning to late afternoon showings.
100%.
Right, but then afterwards, after around 6, 7 o'clock, no, from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock, another set of calls, because that's when people are getting off for work. That's when people, are available to talk. And then I go through all my lists. Like I start writing down numbers that I'm ready to call for the next morning. Because my bedtime's at 8 p.m. and that's not negotiable. In order for me to wake up at 4:30, I have to go to bed by 8:30. By 8:30 latest. So by 7 o'clock, I'm writing down the list of people who I'm gonna call tomorrow, and that's how I rinse, repeat, recycle. And there are days where it's a little bit different. Sometimes days I do more previews. Some days I do more showings. I remember when I started getting more sales clients, I was doing a lot of previews.
100%.
Like I remember this one day, like I had a 2-hour block with this one client, but we had like 10 showings. I told her, so like honestly I think I overdid this. We're not gonna make it to them all. We're gonna do the best we can for every one of them. So I just started like based on like her reaction, I started eliminating the ones I know for a fact she didn't like.
Yeah, 100%. Once you get them into the first apartment, you can pretty much see it on them.
Mm-hmm.
Now here's a trick to use. Base your days, like how I view my clients is how I view myself. What time would I want a phone call? What time would I want? To be honest, call me as soon as I wake up. That's pressure, but it gets there.
Mm-hmm.
Look, if you view me as a success, you know for a fact I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Send me an email. Send me a text. I'll text you back.
That's funny. I actually tell clients don't call me before 7 a.m.
I tell them, I always tell clients, and the proof is in the pudding. Please feel free to contact me at any time, any day.
Fair
okay,
enough.
where I'm at. Get it. Be at a funeral. Y'all gotta go to the bathroom real quick.
I mean, for me, like
Hello? Hello? How you doing?
that's interesting. That's where I differ from you. For me, like I have some times where I don't talk to people. Like the gym time is probably the one time I'm not social because I need that time for me.
I agree, but you wanna know the funny part? When I go to the gym, I go, yo, I wanna fucking talk to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Why nobody fucking talking to nobody?
I mean, because
you got all these fucking muscles, and you quiet.
That's what we do. We go there to work out. We don't go there to socialize.
I go, yo, the gym. See if, as y'all can see, I have Popeyes. I probably look like it. So, if you got all these muscles, the gym is the number one place to be cocky.
Yes,
because your endorphins are freaking raised,
Yeah.
fucking pumping muscle all day, pumping muscle. You need help with those groceries, man? You don't even need the clicker to, let's say, you know, people lose their keys and they gotta get the crowbar to clip the lock.
Yeah.
People must just pop that shit up with
This
their
is
hand.
true. Yeah.
Yo, let me get some of those muscles, man, like Popeye.
Mhm.
And it's over, bro. I'm gonna be a doorman in the gym. I'm buy every weight machine. I'm like those guys that walk around with the tank tops.
Mhm.
Freaking big muscles.
That is me.
It just be social. I have my music, but now when I go out, I'm literally 15, 20 minutes in.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing, though. Like, from what I've noticed, the people who actually go consistently, we don't, for me at least, I don't go to socialize. I go to work out. Like, I go with a clear intention to work out because I'll be frank, I already spend enough time at the gym. I don't need to spend more time unless I meet someone who's, like, really cool.
But how you meet somebody? You got to talk.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen often. Like, I think the other day the guy was working out behind me, and I just saw him pulling, I think, like, 180 for, like, back rows. And I looked at him like, damn, you're strong. Like, I wasn't even thinking, I just wasn't even, like, thinking about what I was going to say. I just said it out loud. Yeah, and he heard me, and we started a conversation, and
He was
like,
waiting for you his whole life.
yeah, I guess. But he's like, we were talking about, like, I was looking at his back. The man is built. Like, he's my height, 5'8", 5'9", but 200 pounds.
What was his goal? Like,
I don't know, man. He was very big.
I would have asked him, like, what's the method behind, like, what do you have to pick up?
No, but the thing,
You got all these muscles.
but the thing for me is, like, he was teaching me. I asked him, like, if he can do a muscle up. And we really got into it. Like, he's like, if you can do 20 pull-ups, you can do a muscle up. I'm up to 15 right now.
I'm up to 3.
That's pretty good.
I do it consistently.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Now I could do it. You know, people fake put the legs across. You got a 6-pack. I'm almost there. I'm on an incline.
Hey, man, it's a process.
It
Yeah,
takes
I'll
time.
get there.
Yeah, but I also met another guy who used to be an army guy. So he's an ex-army veteran, and now he runs marathons. Like every day I see him on the treadmill, he's running 4 miles a day. On his
That's freaking
on his
cool.
light days, on his heavy days, he's running 10 miles a day. And I talked to him. I asked him advice for like about running because I'm trying to make the mile and a half in like 9 minutes. It's
Yeah.
very difficult.
Get the best shape of your life.
Yeah, I'm not even there yet. I'm getting there.
100%. If I think you keep doing what you're doing right now, a year from today, you'll be exactly where you envision yourself in your mind.
Dude,
And then you're going to have another vision.
I
A
think
year from there, you're going to be right there.
I think a year from 10 will surpass where I'm going. Because
Dream big.
Yeah. Because right now, like I have an idea where I'm going a year from now, but with the process that I'm making a lot more process than I originally thought I would. So like where I thought I would be a year from now is gonna be where I will be in 6 months from now.
100%.
Because I didn't calibrate for the fact that I'm working 2 or 3 times a day.
In your mind. Once you get a clear projection of what it is that you want in your mind, even if you say, yo, I'm falling off course, your mind, the brain is so powerful. Everything you do without the day is aligning you for how you want to look. Everything. It's a language. Everything is a
Yeah.
language. And the greatest part about it is every language can be learned. Everything is a language. Dude, I used to fucking... Let's go realistic. I was going to say bumper cars when I was mad little. Go realistic. I worked in Burger King. And it was another job I enjoyed. And I was let go due to misunderstandings. It was cold outside. I didn't want to shovel snow. Last day of work. It was time to let go. Turn the keys, close the cell. Judge, I'll see you in 6 months. That's how I was. So, working in there, I picked up how the books work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at one customer at a time. Showing up on time, no time, and just saying that. I'm big on that. Oh, don't be late. Oh, you late, you late. But yeah, I got all my work done in 5 minutes, and I still have to be here for another 7 hours and 55 minutes.
Hold on a second. We're gonna lose a little bit of video.
Nah, that's cool. Take some water. Phone died
No, it's getting too hot.
from charging.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think this was blocking my face the whole time.
Was it?
I saw yours. I tried to, but I'm like, damn, it's already recording.
You can move closer if you want. Hold on a second. Yeah, this is still... I'm still learning how to do everything as of right now. So there's going to be a lot of... What's the word?
Edits.
Not edits. You know how when you start something, you have to like take a lot of time to correct yourself because you don't know what you're doing?
Yeah.
A lot of learning. That's what it is.
I mean, you get there.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's a process. I'm not really stressed about it. Let's see if we can do something really quick. Nope. Yeah, I gotta wait for my phone to cool down. All right. But yeah, no, it's the same for me. I mean, I've realized that it's all a process, right? Like, you say you want to do these things, and you will in due time. But it's just that you have to also be patient with time, right?
But time is luxury.
Time is luxury.
You gotta, if you're gonna be patient with time, that means you gotta cut something out. You're not disciplined. Discipline is self-mastery.
Maybe rephrase myself. Perhaps not patient with time. Patient with yourself. That's a better term.
Yeah, but at the same time, you are your biggest enemy.
Yes, I agree.
It's pride and ego.
You're your biggest
pride
friend and
goes,
your biggest ego.
I'm gonna do this. Your pride go, I'm gonna do this. I don't care what nobody say. And then your ego go, okay, I'm with you. And as you begin to do it, your ego like, if you wait 5 minutes and just think about this, you might come up with another idea.
But the thing is, pride is a good thing.
I love pride.
Pride is a great thing to have. Within, like, obviously, the overexertion of pride is a bad thing. But pride initially is a good thing. Without pride, you wouldn't have any confidence with no pride.
100%, nothing.
Right? You wouldn't be able to
Self-esteem.
move forward without pride. You wouldn't have self-esteem. You wouldn't be able to move forward. You wouldn't be able to progress to the next level without pride.
And
Like, the 7 sins, I would make the argument that they're all, like, good. The reason why there's sins is that it's only to access.
like, I gotta be careful with this word love. Love nothing. enjoy everything. That's it.
That's kind of dark.
Love is deep. That's why. When you love something, you catch, because it's whatever you feel,
Mm-hmm.
you've now attached yourself to it. Everything you have in life, everything you go through is a feeling. Your feelings are only acknowledged. That's why not every opinions are worth shit,
This is true.
because you're just saying something. But if you tell me how you feel, that's worth everything.
Mm.
I go, all right. Say I go, Shane, you got a big head.
Thank you.
Hey yo. But you get what I'm saying?
I know what you mean.
It'd be opinion. It's nothing. There's no feeling. I already mean it.
Yeah.
If I go, Shane, that's a nice haircut.
Thank you.
You feel it. Yeah, he really feels he got the same haircut.
I mean, it's also, well, two things. Like, one is how you take something, right? If you,
Hey yo. Nah, I'm sorry.
I can't, it took me a second. But if someone insults you, right, you can take it two ways. And, well, the most common way you can take it is as a straight up insult. But a second way you can take it is the idea that they're showcasing you their insecurities,
Yeah.
right? Like, what I've noticed that a lot of people who are negative, a lot of people who are putting other people down, it's just a projection of how they view themselves. It's interesting because
It's resentment.
it is. And the funny thing is, the way I came up with this conclusion is because I was writing a paper about racism, specifically to my peoples.
Yeah.
Right. For those who don't know, I'm Chinese. And 2020 was not a fun year for Chinese people. So I was reading.
You gotta write a book about that.
I am writing a book about it.
No, I never asked you that.
About my book?
No, how was it during the pandemic for you?
Oh, it fucking sucked.
I didn't. You know why? Because I didn't feel you going through any of that. But you just now said it when you was like Chinese. Then it hit me. I'm like, Chinese pandemic. Oh shit.
Yeah. So the racism I got from the hood, pretty much multiplied that by fuck and make it everywhere.
People who didn't want to sit next to you and none of that. It was like,
In an ideal world, people would give me 12 feet. You know, I actually use
12
that as a good point.
feet.
Like, I sat on a train, people give me like 6 feet of distance. I'm like, hey, man, I get to put my feet up, and life is enjoyable.
yeah. See, you were optimistic.
It's how you look at it, man. Like, if you can look at it in a negative way, and that's going to fuck up your mindset, make you, frankly, it's going to stoop you to their level. Or you can take that and make it spin to you.
What? If I was Chinese, I would have got on the train. I'd say, everybody get the fuck off the train.
I just, you know how I used to make people uncomfortable?
Got off the
I just
train, I got
sneeze,
the
bro.
whole cut.
I straight up, and when people start pissing me off, I just like, achoo! And everybody's just like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, bro, that's how I do things.
I'd have been like, everybody get the fuck out. And I'd have been holding the door for them. Get off. Everybody, cover their nose, the mask, all the dumb shit.
Yeah.
But that's how it is, you know. You gotta have fun.
Yeah, it's how you, it's like,
If life throws you lemons, you make lemon heads.
I was going to say start a lemon fight, but yeah.
Start a lemon fight. But that's how I go with it, man. You say life throws you lemons, you make lemonade.
That's what it is.
An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
I think the better
orange.
analogy I like to use is play with the cards that you're dealt with, not with the cards that you don't have.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I remember, for example, when I was other day I actually went to the military for a physical checkup. Met a lot of people who are also going. And one of the biggest things that people giving me crap about was like my race. So obviously
The hell are they saying? You Chinese, you fighting for America?
Yeah, she's like, oh, what's gonna happen if you fight for China? If you fight against China? I'm like, nah, I guess I shoot my own people,
Said, damn.
and I'll save your crown for you to eat.
He said, I'll save a crap for you to eat.
Nah, it was funny because like for me, like, it was so weird. There was this one black girl. She's 18. This is one black girl that calls everyone Negro.
She called everybody a Negro.
Everybody, regardless of
She's
your
going to Air Force
race.
too?
No, I think she's going to Marines, I believe.
She's starting young.
Yeah, a lot of people are like a lot of people are
That means
18,
they called her
19.
when she got off the train. She was like, you come here, you want to sign up for the army?
Yeah, I've realized that there's also some old heads. There's also some people who are like 38, some people who are like 27, 26. But majority of people I would say are from the ages of 17 to 20.
Oh, wow.
I would say that's a big majority. Like 21 I
That's
only met one
young.
21-year-old.
That's Well, that's Braveheart. Let me not say young and fuck up the system. That's brave.
I think it also depends. But the nice thing is that we all had the same mindset. At the end of the day, at least within the Air Force, we had the same mindset. Or like anybody who was physically fit, all had the same mindset. We all wanted to better ourselves, and we were all willing, or we all wanted to procure to the next step. My only issue with people who haven't like had a proper job yet is that they don't know what they're doing, and they don't really have a proper plan. They're kind of just doing this 'cause it's in their minds the next best option.
Mm.
That's my only problem.
But
with
they
that.
have to have a survival plan.
They don't.
You have to have a survival
They
plan.
doing. They
You
looking.
can't just jump into
They're
something
looking at
like
it
that.
as a job.
Because me, when I said I wanted to be a National Guard, I only envisioned me being at Times Square with a big gun.
Okay.
And
That's
I
pretty
was
sick.
going to protect any terrorist try to come in.
Mhm.
I take my best shot to get rid of the guy. But when it comes to the Army base, and I looked at the Navy and the Marines and everything, it's like, yo, you really got to go out there. But your plan must to be what you would be doing at this particular age. When you're successful, you have to be that kind of person. If you're just going to, come home, do all of this. Some people don't make it back home.
That's the thing.
And if only you knew what kind of dreams those people had. What did they act upon? How, were they able to actually, because you still got to be disciplined when you go out there.
Yeah. If not more.
Some people that's stuck in other countries
Mhm.
to this day probably. It's like, yo, damn, fucking plane, man. The fuck is the plane?
Yeah. It's no more games. It's life or death at this point. And it's not just your life. It's other people's life as well.
What I heard something the other day. So if you really want to travel the world, join the Army, Marines, Army, Air Force. And I thought about it. I say, yo,
They're not wrong.
you really have access into other countries. Being
Yeah.
with the U.S. Army.
Speaking, like a lot of veterans I spoke to, they would tell me stories, and they traveled a lot.
It's everywhere.
Well, yeah, pretty much everywhere, but mostly in the U.S.
Guns.
Yeah.
That's gangster, bro. Everywhere you go, you got a big ass gun. And it's legal.
I didn't think about that part, but yeah, that's pretty fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's freaking. What more could you ask for?
That's the thing, though. But
Because keep in mind,
Mhm.
it's a journey, and at the same time, it's your life experience. It's a part of your story.
this is true.
So don't go out there like, yo, I gotta fight for the country. Go out there like, yeah, I'm really experiencing you gotta look at it like this. So, put myself in your shoes. I'm fucking flying with the American flag. Like, I'm not flying with Darryl. I'm not flying with this company. I'm flying with the American flag. This flag is respected across all nations of the world. And anybody that has a problem with it has to face us and see us. That's gangster, bro.
That's this
That's
is
real
true.
gangster. And then it's like, yo, at the same time, I don't have to worry about saving any money. My country is going to take care of me, guaranteed. Because I'm going to take care of my country.
Yeah.
And that's going to get reciprocated. You got to think big.
I was
Bigger than everything.
I was thinking more of I'm going to have the opportunity to be with the most elite people on this planet doing the most elite things, and I'm like all of that other stuff like the money and stuff. That's just a bonus. Like I'm getting paid to do this. I'm becoming like super disciplined. I'm getting trained to do this.
You're not playing an average. You're not dealing with the daily social activities that the average people deals with.
No.
There's no. You're not going to McDonald's anymore. You're actually eating chef cooked meals. When a chef isn't around, you're cooking.
I don't think so.
I think so.
MREs, they don't look that tasty, but I don't eat food.
They don't
for
look that
taste
tasty now. Imagine you're in Philly, you got nothing but that.
I mean,
It's just better than Thanksgiving.
No, I'm okay with that. I rebuilt that discipline with food. I had nothing but chicken, rice, and broccoli for 4 meals a day for 6 months when I was like at my peak grind.
That should sound good too.
Honestly, it didn't. Like after 6 months of eating the same meal every single day, besides breakfast is the same too. Breakfast was always oatmeal and a protein shake.
Still, lean and fit.
I'm super fit. That's why I gained no body fat. Like to this day, I think I maybe gained 2% body fat over the course of 2 years of bulking. 25 pounds, only 2%.
Damn. I don't even know what that feels like. I tip my hat. I'm like a spare rib, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
Not to me, but you got the fat in the back.
Oh no, maybe a little bit of my obliques and my ass, but that's enough just to make. I'm super healthy. That's what I'm trying to say, but no, that level of discipline I already established. I just want to be more disciplined. I want to be stronger. I want to be smarter. I want my reaction time to increase. I want to become a weapon. It's something different. It's also like whenever I talk to people about my ambitions or like where I'm going, the next step of my life, there's always a level of respect.
Yeah.
Right. As previously when I was telling people like what my plan was, it's like, oh, he's just some kid who wants to make money. Now I'm like serving a greater purpose than money.
I could agree with that. 100%.
Yeah, the other day I was bartending and I was just talking to this guy about my backstory, right? Coming from the hood, going to like real estate, and now I'm joining the Army, Air Force. And then he asked me how old I was at 21. He's like, when he was 21, his mindset was completely different from what I was. Like, he didn't start getting my mindset until he was like 24, 25. And like, I think I brought him to tears at one point. And he's like, you should write a book. I'm like, that's the funny thing is, I am writing a book.
Look what I said to you today.
Yeah.
Write a book based on that. Writing is everything, bro.
Dude, like, everybody around me, it's funny because like everybody my age around me sees me as a role model.
Bro, where you're headed with your mindset is, it's ahead. You're going places.
I know.
No, I'm telling you, like, from literally with your age, if you're gonna be the face of today's generation, you're going places, bro.
Honestly, I don't. I'm not.
Because that's a bold statement, right?
I'm not proud to be a part of my generation.
Yeah.
No offense to my generation, but most people in my generation are fucking stupid.
But you can't. You gotta look at it like this: the people that are your generation.
Do me a favor, move the mic closer to you.
All right,
no, you can move it to you. You can move back, but just move it closer to you. Yeah.
No, I'm good. I was gonna say, so when you look at your generation, you have to be the world leader of it because you can't step outside your generation. You can't go. I roll with this generation over here.
Mm-hmm.
This is your generation. Now, if everybody's stupid and you go against the grain, calculate every second of your life, you're the world leader.
Yeah, this is true.
I'm older than you by 10 years, but you're my future.
Yeah.
The steps that I make in life, the decisions I make, whatever, being disciplined, that's great course for you to follow. He goes, yo, you do what you got to do, but when you have somebody that's older doing what they have to do, you still look.
No, definitely.
Because they're getting ahead. So let's say you reach that age, whatever, things take a left turn.
Mm-hmm.
Remember this person at this age, what they were doing.
Yeah, it's interesting. Now that I think back to it, like ever since I was 14, I hung around people who were in their 50s.
Yeah.
Like mid to late 50s, 40s, 60s. Like I always like hanging out with that crowd because I always believe that the conversation I have with them is more meaningful than the conversations I have with people around my age. And my father did tell me one thing. He always told me that he did the same thing when he was younger. He would follow the people who were like 2 generations above him, learn from them, and then the people in his generation, he would lead them.
Yeah. Like, even if you're not getting close to them in real life, you got the internet.
Yeah.
I can name 5 mentors right now. That just blows the crowd out the water, bro. I got Brian Tracy, #1 wealth financer. Tony Robbins, T. Harv Eker, Eric Thomas, Les Brown, T.D. Jakes,
Okay.
Steve Harvey. Now we continue. We not recording, right?
No, we're not, but we have it to send there. Just finish what we got. We got time.
Oh, we got time?
Yeah, we got time.
Now that's 7 people. Each and every one of these people speaks to over 1 million people. And I'm listening to their audios. I'm applying their actions. I'm doing all the training.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I come speak to somebody that's my age, 31 years old, to them, Tony Robbins, Warren Buffett, Les Brown, T.D. Jakes, Steve Harvey. Same people I just named. Brian Tracy. So they go, yo, I got to get close. No, people go, yo, I got to get close to Darryl. I want to get close to Darryl. I want to get close to Darryl. I don't shy away from it. I try to make my time. I'm in control of my time, so I try to make the time available. Those people don't be in control of time. They just be in control of what they want, which is nothing is wrong with what they want, but it's more like a still versus a copycat. If you say you just want to model me and copy me, I'm fine with that. But if you come and you come with a bunch of stealing energy your only thing is to make profit, it's not going to work out for you.
No.
It's not. You really have to enjoy and appreciate. I do believe that I work in a happy customer service business.
Mm-hmm.
Make everybody I come across in life happy. How can I better your life with this 1 second? With this first impression, how can I better your life?
You have a beautiful soul, man.
That's how. But what's the grain that they put out there? Don't talk to strangers.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody's your friend. Be careful who you trust. Know your enemies.
It really sets a prerequisite of a bad mindset. You're going into that situation with these negative prerequisites, so you're going to approach the conversation a certain type of way.
It's a thin line between persuasion and manipulation.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Very thin line.
Especially in the game of real estate.
Now, if you can persuade people, that goes along with your gift. But if you can manipulate people, that goes along with your talent. They both have positives and negatives. If you persuade somebody, that means you're trying to G them. If you manipulate somebody, you G them.
What if you're trying to inspire somebody?
You're trying to inspire somebody.
Yeah.
Inspire yourself. Then if you want to inspire anybody, just produce great results. Just keep producing results.
That's more my mindset. Like
Even if you produce a 0, it's still a result.
Yeah, I've always wanted to see people around me succeeding.
You have the personalities in your mind. Get around those people. When people go, yeah, but how do I get around those people? I used to tell people, if you really want a job, go to Starbucks.
Yeah.
Majority of the bosses, that's their quiet time. They have secretaries go get coffee for them, but the secretary still has to go get the coffee, but the secretary can't ask them where they're going. So they go to Starbucks, they get a coffee. And then they come back upstairs and they usually have a coffee in their left hand and they accept it in their right hand. Thank you very much. How do you get around those people? Do everything that you fear doing is what you should be doing in life.
That's what it is. Getting out of your comfort zone.
Expand it, and small celebrations boost self-esteem. Go wash a dish. Don't even wash the dishes. Say, I'm going to set a goal. Even if you know you're going to wash the dishes, I'm going to set a goal to wash this dish right now.
Mm-hmm.
And once you wash the dish, you're going to feel good. I fucking do anything in the world.
And do the next thing.
But you have to tell yourself that these are goals. You can't take it for granted. People just get in the shower. Took a shower. No, the goal is to get in the shower, get clean, and get out.
Yeah.
And then when you get out the shower, you celebrate the fact that you are now clean. Some people pay their phone bill and go, fucking phone bill's $130. Fucking phone bill's $140. No. Pay the phone bill and celebrate the fact that you paid the phone bill.
Yeah. Some people don't have the luxury.
They don't break it down. You break down, all right, $130 in 30 days. $1.30? How many times have you spent $1.30 today?
I lose count.
Look, at the end of the day, you probably spent like $50, $60.
Well.
Half the phone bill, one day. Check gone. You spent $800 in 1 week. Phone bill is $130. You mad at the fact that the phone bill is $130, but you're not taking responsibility for the fact that you could have paid the phone bill for an entire year.
Yeah, it's funny how the brain works.
And once I started viewing this, constant, nonstop, every single thing, nonstop. Success. I put it in the song, 2019. I created my own lane, guaranteed to get rich. Earlier, I was looking at my portfolios with an S, and I was like, yo, I got Acorns. And I was like, yo, so let's say average, just say you put $25 in every week. You're looking at $500,000 by the time you're 70. Then let's say you get reoccurring investments and you add $5, $10. Yo, you're looking at $1 million by the time you're 70. You join other places. Let's say you do NFTs, online marketing, whatever. $5, $10 every week is $500,000 40 years from today. Now you do the math. If $500,000 is 40 years, what's my return in 1 year? 1 day. See how I put all my eggs in one basket? But these are many different markets. All these portfolios have eggs. When they have eggs and they have a lot of chicken. So when there was a shortage on chicken, you know who had all the chicken? I had all the chicken. That's it.
I thought about that too. I sarcastically joked to someone, like, yo, at this point I might buy a damn chicken.
Yo.
It seems less expensive than buying eggs.
Everybody wanted wings, but nobody wanted to drink Red Bull. And Red Bull gives you wings.
Yeah. I mean, with that statement, there's also a level of sacrifice that people don't see behind everything.
Yeah, but sacrifice is risk. I mean, you really gotta ask yourself, what's the worst thing that could happen?
Yeah, is it risk? I would say sacrifice is more the lack of self-indulgence.
Yeah, it all falls under the same umbrella. Same light. Everybody's woke now. The music stopped playing, the lights is on in the party. Everybody's like, yo, that's the person from, yo. Everybody's woke. What? I know God, man. Everybody's woke. You can't, this person was the first person on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
This person, this started over here. This came from this. Everybody's woke.
Yeah, I would say one thing about my generation: we know how to do our research.
Yeah, I got the internet.
Yeah. Besides, well,
when I was born, there was no internet.
I work on impulse, but that's besides the point.
Like, true story. When I was born, there was no internet. When I was about 5, 6, 7 years old, and I first discovered, we used to have yellow pages in the lobby every month. Mm-hmm. Yellow pages had all the phone numbers. You go through there, whatever you needed. You just go to a yellow page, you look up the company, and it's right there.
But there's one thing that's beneficial about doing all of that. Because you take a longer period of time looking for that information, you have a longer term memory with that information. As opposed to my generation, the fact that we find things so instantaneously
doesn't work anymore. It's instant gratification.
We get instant gratification, and it only pertains in our short term memory.
Yeah. So
you probably still remember that phone number in that company, as 100%. Opposed to me, I forgot a second later.
Like, there's one thing I would want to know is what exactly are they teaching them inside high school, middle school, and middle school
today?
Yeah, I want to go. I literally want to sit inside a classroom for a period and see what's going on and compare it to mine.
You want to be? If you want me to be honest with you, it's probably the same shit, same boring classes, but the difference is it's more technology implicated.
But if it's teaching you how to adapt to this generation, it's phenomenal. But are they reminding you of the generation before that?
What do you mean by that? Reminding us of the generation before?
When I learned, I don't believe today's generation is learning what my generation learned, middle school or high school. Y'all have 9/11 in y'all textbooks?
No.
Y'all don't have 9/11?
We talk about it on 9/11, but we don't have 9/11 textbooks. At least not in New York City.
Y'all have the Aztecs, the pyramids.
Yes.
And y'all have Christopher Columbus.
Yes.
And y'all have the Holocaust.
Yes.
And y'all have to write the word 20 times on the board.
No.
See, we had that. That's why spelling bees, we had spelling bees every Friday.
Oh, we didn't have spelling bees. Well,
we had to write the same exact word 40 times in a row.
There you go.
And we had 20 words. That was our homework on the weekend.
We have autocorrect.
We ain't have that.
It's a thing. Our soft skills are becoming weaker. Like, a lot of people can't do basic arithmetic because we have calculators on our phones.
But look at this. When you're out of school, that generation is going to be learning about AI technology.
Oh, definitely. It's nice to see. Like, when I was in high school, computer science coding was taught, but only at the highest level. Right. Eventually, it's gonna be one of the most fundamental things that people learn.
You know how we learned?
How?
MySpace.
God
you
bless
had to know how to code in order to put a music song on your page.
God bless your heart. Coding in MySpace.
That's when Lil Wayne had it. Fucking pictures.
That's how I know we're different generations. I have no idea what that means. Coding in MySpace. God damn.
Yo, we dealt with that. Those long ass numbers and letters. Copy paste. Fucking whole page turns into one bar.
God damn. I remember I used to I haven't paid attention to technology in 3 years when I got this MacBook. 4 years. Even the 4 years, technology has exponentially increased. They don't sell 8 gigabytes SD cards anymore.
Oh, wow. I think I still have one of those.
Dude, it doesn't exist. The least that I could get is 32. For $5.
I know I definitely have an old school SD card.
Oh, yeah.
Old phones.
After I got this, I made my mother get a new laptop. I'm like, Mom, the stuff you're using is back in 2008. I know it still works. I know you like it, but try to do new stuff. Yeah. And once I updated her, she's like, God damn.
She started seeing everything, right?
Yeah. You don't know what you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's just even us, you and I, we don't know the maximum capacity of technology.
Not at all.
I think I remember someone telling me about that. There's exosuits in the military, and if I do get, well, if I can't speak of it, if I get in,
Yeah.
but as of right now I'm not in. If I do get in, I get to work with them.
Why not? Go for it,
That sounds so fun.
bro.
Testing exoskeletons. Like I used to play video games based on exosuit, like Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. That's what I grew up with, and like just imagine like doing that in real life.
That's where that comes from. When you was playing it, you probably said that to yourself.
Yeah, I
what was
also-
this like in real life? And now today, you manifested that.
I've also realized I read a study about that the reason like Call of Duty, like these games, they make people desensitized to killing, which also promotes the military.
Yeah. You gotta know how to kill.
God bless, bro. Okay.
Kill, scare off. Hopefully, you don't have to kill anybody in your life.
I don't know how that's gonna be. Like I know for a fact if I do that, I'm fundamentally gonna change as a person. Like after I.
That's it. All
That's
right.
it. Okay. Yeah. On that note, no, you can put it on. Well, this is one more thing. We'll go. If you were to give a piece of advice to people that are listening, what would you tell them?
Hold on, I gotta say my most famous line. If I were to give a piece of advice to people that were listening,
Yes.
if you got, let me record this. Let me get this one on camera. You gotta ask me that same question. I'm using my phone.
Is that a little one?
Yeah. Wait, how do you do this? Yeah, swap yours out. You gotta hit record probably now. Before he come in here with his fat man scoop hating ass.
He's good. He knows me.
So he not fat man scoop.
No, he's just overweight.
Hey.
All right. It's a little bouncy.
All right, so here we go.
So if you were to give the audience a piece of advice, what would you tell them?
If you got a dream and you see it, then go get it. Anything else is a test for you to forget it. If you got a dream and you see it, go get it. Period. Go after it. Go get it. Go run toward it. Write it down on a piece of paper. Put it behind the glass and run toward the glass. Break the glass. Get a cut on your forehead. Get back up and keep on running.
Amen.
You got it. And that's what I run with. Darryl Somerville, D-Money, who I've become.
The link in the description.
Ooh, thank you, Shank. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you for coming, bro.
Thank you, bro.